Alright, it's a busy ass day, but I'm not gonna have the time, so just do another video in the car. Thursday night football, we have MLB playoffs, we have a full slate of hockey today, we have a couple college football games, ton of games going on today. Let's just start with NFL. If you watched the video yesterday, you got a better number than today. We took the Saints -1 yesterday. They're about 2.5 at some places right now. I still like the Saints up to 2.5. If you haven't got it yet, I'm still okay with taking Saints -2 or 2.5. Obviously, anything past that, no, we're not taking the Saints at 3. We're still waiting to see if Trevor Lawrence plays or doesn't play. They say he's trending to play. He probably will. I kind of want him to play because I like the quarterbacks, when they're injured, trying to fight through it, trying to play. They don't play as good. They have injuries. They're just trying to push through it. But if I'm the Jags, I'd rather save them for the week, put in the backup. It's already a tough scheduling spot. They had 2 weeks in London, came back, played the Colts, and now the early week to go play in New Orleans. It's just a tough spot for the Jags. Probably going to put a little bit more down on this game after I kind of worked through all of it. Like I said, we got in early yesterday at -1. We got the best number available this week, and I think we're going to add a little bit more to it. I might have a couple props. I don't love this game in the prop side just because I don't see a whole lot of points being scored, and we might take some unders. Maybe on the Jacksonville side, we'll take some unders. Don't love a whole lot of overs in this game. I do think the total can go over because it's so low. I know everyone's jumping on the under, but at 40.5 or 41 or whatever you got, you need a lot of things to go your way to still hit an under at that low of a total. The Saints I'm pretty sure they've went under every game so far, and they're an under team, but I do think that their offense breaks out a little bit today. They've had problems in the red zone. They talked about it a lot, this week, and it's more just the play calling. They're not getting the play calling in time, and then Derek Carr has to try to snap it with 1 second or take a delay a game or take a timeout, and it's just been an ongoing issue. So I think they get those things corrected. I think we see the Saints score a little bit more points today. I want to lean to the over, but I hate overs in primetime games. They just, I don't know what it is, but they just tend to always go under. But with the total this low, it's really hard to take an under. So that's probably it for me for this game. Maybe some unders, like I said, on some props, but we're taking the Saints. Love the Saints in this spot. At home on a short week, and then just a bad travel spot for the Jags, and then obviously the injuries and whatnot. So it's a great spot for the Saints. If they can't win this game, then that's pretty much it. It's pretty much do or die today for them. I know it's early in the season, but this is a scheduled win. You have to get your scheduled win. So that's it. Moving on, we have college football. Tulsa and Rice. Tulsa at home, laying 3.5. I think it was when I last saw it. I leaned at Tulsa here. I'm trying to wait and see if we get a 3. Rice, they have JT Daniels and whatnot. They can throw the ball a little bit, but that's it. Outside of that, that's all they have. Their defense does not force any turnovers. I think they have 2 interceptions on the whole season. I just see Tulsa being able to score points and not. The only problem with Tulsa is their quarterback play. I'm hoping to see Braxton getting the start. Still waiting on the news for that. The starter, Williams, I believe, his name is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Williams. He's just an interception machine. He likes to throw interceptions and put his offense in terrible spots. Or put his defense in terrible spots with the interceptions. So I'm hoping Braxton gets the start. But either way, I mean, like I said, Wrights isn't going to be the team, to force turnovers and play defense. I think you're going to see Tulsa scoring some points here. Yeah, that's pretty much it on that game. And then the other game, which is it's a really good game, James Madison going into Marshall. James Madison undefeated on the season. Marshall is coming off of a loss, but they are undefeated at home. It is a tough spot to play on the road. I do think James Madison is a bit overrated. I don't think we got to see that last week. They pretty much curb stomped. Was it Georgia Southern, I believe, last week? Georgia Southern just could not get off the field. I think Marshall plays much better this week at home. I think you're going to see Marshall win this game outright. I do like that. I'm going to take the 3.5, but I do like some money line in this game. I think Marshall gets the win at home. It's going to be a fun game, though. I think it'll be exciting. Most of these midweek games aren't the best, but I do think this is a good one, and we're going to see an exciting game. Recapping yesterday, oh my gosh, we had Sam Houston, and great defense, just a terrible offense. I mean, we knew that, but they should have been able to score points against FIU. They couldn't, and they put their defense in terrible spots. FIU got an early touchdown because of it. They should have had more points, actually, because the very early turnover, and then FIU didn't score. They turned it over on downs. But then later in the game, Sam Houston, it goes to overtime basically. FIU gets a late drive to get the game-tying field goal. Anyways, in overtime, Sam Houston scores, I believe it was the first play. It just ran it all the way down, touchdown. I was like, oh man, we're covering, we're looking good. And then FIU gets a 24-yard pass, gets down to the 1, or I guess it was a 2, but then they run the ball, get it to the 1, 4th and goal, and they break the plane, they get in, tie game, and then the very first play of second overtime, FIU scores and just killed us. I mean, all we had to do was just get a stop and we get that win. But whatever, that's what happens when you bet on bad teams. We should have had that one, and it just didn't work out. And then UTEP, they were hanging around the whole first half. They had one really bad, I mean, I didn't watch a lot of it, but there was one really bad sequence where they were at midfield. It was 4th and 1 at the 50, and they punted the ball instead of going for it and trying to score some points. They never scored again after that drive. So these coaches are just terrible. I mean, you have 4th and 1 at the 50 and you're punting the ball. It makes no sense, especially as you're an underdog already. I just don't get it. I don't know how coaches are this scared to just go for 4th and 1s and 4th and 2s, and especially at the 50. Like, it just doesn't make sense. But then, yeah, the second half, they couldn't get any stops, and then they just could not get anything going. They had one drive, like, inside the 10 and turnover on downs. But, yeah, it was pretty much cooked after that turnover, or not the turnover, the punt. So it is what it is. We 0-2 on those games. We did have the Astros. That was pretty much a curb stomping. Yeah, they won pretty easily. Should have went bigger on it. I loved the Astros yesterday. We played it kind of small, but that's fine. A win is a win. And then today we have So Phillies starting Ranger Suarez against, I don't know if it's Pat or whatever his name is for Arizona, who actually has looked good in the playoffs. The last start he had looked really good. The first start was a little dicey, but I do think Arizona gets the win today. Ranger Suarez has been pitching really good lately, but I do think Arizona's bats get to him today. I'd like Arizona to get, in the win column against the Phillies today. I don't think they're going to come back or anything. I think this is just one where the bats can kind of wake up. I mean, they scored 3 in the first game, I believe, and then nothing against Nola. So they've, just some tough pitching they've had to face, and I do think this is a step down with Ranger in there. So I do like to see Arizona's bats wake up a little bit more today and get some runs across, and I do think the Phillies will struggle. Not too much, but they're not going to score 8 runs again. So, I think it's like a 5-3 game for Arizona. Get the W, get it to 2-1. But that might be their only win. I don't know. We'll see the pitching matchups, but I don't expect a whole lot from Arizona for the rest of the series. I just like them here today in this spot. And then the other game, we have Heaney starting for the Rangers, and his last start against the Orioles just couldn't touch him. But then again, the Orioles just couldn't do anything in that round. So the bats were just asleep the entire time. I do think the Astros can score runs against Heaney. I think they're going to get to him a little bit early, kind of like yesterday when they got Scherzer. Got to him pretty early, knocked him around a little bit, and then kind of just coasted from there. I think we're going to see a similar dynamic, I guess, just the Astros scoring early. The only thing is if the Rangers can somehow match those runs, and I just don't think they do. I think the bats stay a little cold today. I think we're going to see the Astros get another W here. The line movement has been pretty nuts. I want to say Heaney was minus 115 or so, and then now the Astros are about the minus 115, kind of flip-flop. So Astros taking a ton of money, which I agree with. I think it should be that way. Astros should probably be a small favorite here, maybe about minus 120 or so. Yeah, I like the Astros today. We'll probably be on that. I'll put everything in the Discord, once I put the plays in. Like I said, we already have the Saints posted. It's already posted, but I'll post some more. And then hockey, I did have a couple hockey. I did. I don't know where it went, but let's see. Well, I know off the top of my head, I was looking at the Leafs game. I do like the Leafs to go over today. The goalies for both sides basically have been pretty bad, and the Leafs they score goals. I like that game to go over the 6.5. And the other game I like. Vegas game. Vegas has taken some money here, and I like the other side. I think this is a spot where they can finally get a win on the board here. I think Vegas takes their first L of the season. It's just what's his name? The goalie. Gosh, I forgot to say his name. He was on Vegas last year, obviously, and then he gets his first start tonight against his old team. I think it might give up 1, maybe 2. I don't think so. I think Vegas gets their first L tonight, so post it all in the Discord. I'm gonna keep it short today. I'll talk about the rest of the NFL card and some college football over the weekend on tomorrow's video. Yeah, just busy day, so I'm trying to keep it short here. But yeah, enjoy the Discord. You can follow me on Twitter, whatnot. Let's go Saints. Derek Carr. Come on, man. Get your shit together. Let's go. Later.